You know you like that tight butt. Yeah, you know you like that tight butt. But you know what? You don't know, but you could know for $5, okay? If you want to see how tight that butt is, cost $5, son. And this is not being exploitive. This is me helping Diego. We're gonna do an OnlyFans. I'm gonna sell images of his tight butt, and then we're gonna split the money 50-50. You know, and he can trust my accounting. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm running it, of course, but why would he need an audit? You know, Diego, if you're asking me for an audit, all that means is that you need to go deep inside yourself and ask yourself, why are you asking your best friend for a deep accounting of the financials relating to our co-business? I really need to understand that, you know, because I think really you need to understand that, Diego. You need to really ask yourself, why? Why am I so insecure? What am I still hiding from, right? What am I hiding from? Ask yourself that, you know? Anyway, so I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. What were we talking about? I can't remember. All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Now, I am shocked that no one has done this video, or if they have, I haven't seen it. Okay, so I went on Diego's OnlyFans, and I don't even know if calling it Diego's OnlyFans would be accurate. This is Josh Fabia's OnlyFans, where Diego is being exploited. I mean, there's literally no other way to look at this. It's mind-blowing, okay? So what I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say, having no direct evidence other than common sense, having reviewed it, I'm going to say that Diego has literally nothing to do with the OnlyFans other than Josh convinced him to let him run an OnlyFans where he uses his pictures, etc. Like, you look, when I show this to you guys are just going to be like, no way. Okay, so like as an example, if you were going to think in advance, what would be the most, you know, like knowing what we know now, or at least what we think we know? Well, I will say, after watching a lot of the videos on there, I will say I know exactly what this guy is now. And there was one video that I watched where I could just see it clear as day. I'm not going to include it on here because it's super long and really boring, but I've got my finger directly on the pulse of this Fabia guy. I'll talk about that in a second. But like, if you were going to say, like, knowing what we think we know, what would be just insane, you know, for this OnlyFans to be, right? Like, what's the most outlandish scenario you could think of, right? Something along the lines of him, like, exploiting Diego sexually, right? Like, where if that was on the table at all, that would seem like probably the most outlandish use of Diego's likeness, correct? Now, it's not, it's not GP or anything, right? But that is definitely what it is, number one. Number two, it's literally, this platform is, check out Josh, who's the man. It's so obvious that it's him that's doing it. It's hilarious. And then it's like, hey, yo, do you want to see Diego play with a stick and see where you can put it? It's crazy. Like, I do not understand how no one has done this video yet, but we're going to jump into it right now. So if you end up enjoying this content, subscribe and ring the bell. It took me a year to get to 10,000 subscribers. Probably did 370 videos over the first year to get to 10,000. Got to 10,000, and then boom, got to 15,000 in like 2.5 weeks. So we're growing very fast. I appreciate the support. And yeah, if you like the content, subscribe. Let's do this thing. All right, so we're going to start with the section that is, kind of like what I did with the Colby and Masvidal video that I put up yesterday, where I establish a baseline so that we understand, like, okay, so this is a truth that we're going to take in, just plain and simple. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to start with the posts that make it so crystal clear that Josh Fabia is the one running this OnlyFans, that there's just no possible way that anybody could possibly deny that. So let's go ahead and start with this first one. Boom, right? I always wanted real martial arts training, and I finally got it. Josh Fabia throwing a kick while Diego is holding a stick and looking at him. Okay, so obviously okay, I guess this is part of a broader pattern, so maybe this one doesn't do it on its own. This is the very first post that I saw, and I was like, no way. The very first, it was literally the top post, and I was like, keep in mind, this is after the video of him punching Diego in the head came out and everybody went completely crazy. this is the post that is the first thing that's up. It's like, I always wanted real martial arts training. And so finally I found someone who will hang me by my legs and punch me and kick me in the head while I'm unable to defend myself. I waited my whole life for this, and now I have it. So good for me. All right, now with this one, you got to be quick to train with Josh. Does that look like something that someone that's not named Josh Fabia would have wrote? Like, okay, so establishing a pattern here, right? Both seem pretty favorable to Josh Fabia, right? Like, almost like he's the center of attention. All right, and in this one, gotta be quick to keep up with Coach. Almost like it's not about Diego. Like, almost like it's about someone else, right? Gotta be quick to keep up with Coach. I would challenge you guys to go to, I don't know, let's think of Trevor Whitman's fighters. Let's go to Kamaru Usman, Rose Namajunas, Justin Gaethje. Let's go to their Instagrams and see if you see multiple posts that are like, hey, look at how Coach moves. This guy, unbelievable. This guy is special. Probably not. And if Trevor Whitman was running their Instagram, he wouldn't do that either. In this one, I never thought I would be learning so much this late in my career. Life really is amazing. Now that sounds like something that Diego wrote or Josh wrote. Ooh, look at this one. This is some masterful teaching right here. But if you want to see how masterful the teaching, you're going to have to pay $4. That's what it is. I'm sure they sold a lot of these. Like, I would imagine that a lot of people paid $4 to see what's behind that paywall, right? This is some masterful teaching right here. It's like, oh, geez, I wonder, is he, has he thrown Diego over the side of a table and then seen how much... Man, that was going to get this video me demonetized. Just fill in the blank with something that's not going to demonetize the channel or the video. Anyway, but yeah, so I would imagine very few people probably bought that, as in like none. Here we go. Healers are some of the most valuable people of society. Joshua has helped me heal tremendously. More of this to come out in the public soon. So guess what? You actually, if you want to see it, look, it's also behind the paywall, $3.99. So if you want to see how he's healing him, you pay $3.99. But in addition to that, guess what? You can be the lucky recipient of this guy's healing as well. Most recently, I heard that, in order to heal his fighter, he put his head in a vice and then, cranked it and cranked it and cranked it and cranked it and cranked it. And just right before his eyeball popped out of his head, he let it go. He calls that the Joe Pesci. That's the Joe Pesci, Josh Fabia specialty healing method. So, I mean, I'm pretty bullish on it. I will be first in line for his healing techniques. All right, in this one, hey, he just got introduced to knife training. I think a lot of people have seen the video of that knife training. Now, I listen, let's not pretend that there is not a thing that is real knife training. Like, there are tons of people who know how to knife fight. And if you got into a knife fight with them, they would kill you for 100% sure. But I think most of us who saw the knife training that Fabio was doing, I don't know if I would necessarily call that knife training. What he did was he ran around with a knife like this in a cage and guys ran away from him. So if the training was, if you see a knife, run away from it. I feel like I don't necessarily need a lot of training there. I just feel like I would probably run away from the knife. It's good advice. I'm not sure if you need a whole training method around it. Just run away from dude with knife. That is what I saw. I'm just going to speculate here that if he had any specialty knife training, most likely we would have seen a video of him doing something special with a knife. I would imagine, given their propensity for self-promotion, or his. All right, let's see. Now, guess what we're going to do now? We are going to get into the other portion of the OnlyFans, which is not about promoting Josh Fabia. This is about exploiting Diego and trying to sell his images to gay guys or girls, I guess. To be honest, when I saw this, I was like, no way. No way. I don't believe it. No way. But we are about to get into that portion of things right now. So, let's just dive right in. You guys, whatever you... I don't know what your expectations are, but this exceeded mine. All right, so here we go. The first one. You like that tight butt. Yeah. Yeah. You know you like that tight butt. But you know what? You don't know, but you could know for $5, okay? If you want to see how tight that butt is, it costs $5, son. And this is not being exploitive. This is me helping Diego. We're gonna do an OnlyFans. I'm gonna sell images of his tight butt. And then we're gonna split the money 50-50. You know, and he can trust my accounting. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm running it, of course, but why would he need an audit? You know, Diego, if you're asking me for an audit, all that means is that you need to go deep inside yourself and ask yourself, why are you asking your best friend for a deep accounting of the financials relating to our co-business? I really need to understand that, you know, because I think really you need to understand that, Diego. You need to really ask yourself, why? Why am I so insecure? What am I still hiding from, right? What am I hiding from? Ask yourself that, you know? Anyway, so I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. What were we talking about? I can't remember. All right, next one. This may not be sex, but it is sexy and enticing. Oh, man. I don't know how I'm going to resist paying $4 to see what is sexy and enticing, but not sex, on Diego's OnlyFans. What could it be? I have no idea. And I'm guessing that not a lot of people have any idea either if they weren't the one who uploaded the video, since who would pay for that? Who would pay for that? Anyway, but yeah, so again, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing, right? This is Diego's OnlyFans. This may not be sex, but it's sexy and enticing. This is happening, okay? All right, up next, just a little Diego skin and some more. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What could the more be? I can't take it. Diego skin and more? $5? That's a steal to see what's under that paywall. I wonder if the skin is accompanied by some kind of act that'll do it for me. I can't take it. I gotta buy it. Two guys, one shirtless, one with tight little shorts. Can you imagine which is which? Ooh. I mean, I think probably the tight little shorts are on Diego, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to pay $5 to find out because, oh my gosh, the idea of Fabia shirtless and Diego in tight little shorts, I can't take it. I can't take it. Hey, Josh, so tell me again what we're doing with the OnlyFans. We're just putting exclusive content up that our fans can engage with, you know, because these other platforms are, you know, there's so many bots. There's so many bots, Diego. So let's put the exclusive stuff on OnlyFans so that they can see what's actually going on with you and I without all those fake filters where the narrative's not going to get promoted. We have total control here. Okay, well, someone said that you were making it look like it was kind of, I don't know, like we were selling, like, sexual images of me or something. Diego, would I do that? Would I exploit you that way without telling you? Huh? I mean, I told you not to look at the OnlyFans, but I told you that because I want you focused on fighting. I don't want you thinking about what I put on OnlyFans. And if anybody tells you a thing like that, I think the best thing to do is to cut them out of your life, because you did just disown people from your family, right? Like I did. I know you told me that, and I also read it in the press that you disowned your family because they told you that I was, you know, a predator. But what's important is that you continue to do that. Anyone who tells you a lie like that, disown them. And if you get on OnlyFans and you see something that you don't like, I want you to go sit in the corner, blindfold yourself, and I'm going to hit you with a stick. Okay? So you stay off OnlyFans. Don't talk to your family. I don't care who it is. They want to talk to you about me. You tell them any other topic. And definitely don't talk to them about anything that's going to be critical of me, because we're going to have to just completely cut them out of your life. You know, this is the path to something you know you want deep inside. It is alluring, enticing, and unexpected. Ooh, Nelly. $4 to see what I want deep inside. What could it be? I mean, I feel like they're alluding to something. What could it be that they're alluding to? I don't know. I'm feeling this overwhelming need to just pay the $4, you know? Do you think it's his naked? Do you think that's what it is? Because if it is, I have to pay. I have to see it. I can't take it. Diego is so hot. This isn't exploitive at all. Like, there's nothing about this that, you know, reminds me of a pimp and hoe situation. This is just a guy who's got this guy's best interest at heart. This guy, Josh, definitely has Diego's best interest at heart. 100%. 100%. Do you want to see something real and raw go down? I know I do. I know I do. But I'm just me, you know? I always want to see things that are real and raw go down. There's nothing weird about this. Nothing at all. Nothing to see here. This is exclusive content you can only find here. A treat for the eyes and ears. Are you ready to be taken on a ride? Well, you know, I feel as though that's, again, you're alluding to something. Now, without the other context of, do you want to see my sexy butt? Or, the other just direct kind of, this is what we're doing here. This one you could actually potentially interpret differently. But since we've seen all the other ones, I think we know that the ride is trying to trap the same audience into some kind of exploitive thing with Diego. If you're telling me Diego greenlit this, I'm going to push back on that. I'm going to put, well, actually, no, I'm not. This guy, he would greenlight anything. The guy, he cut his family out of his life, okay? He cut his family out of his life. Like, he disowned his family because they told him to get Josh out of, unbelievable. I knew you guys would love to see something hot and exciting. Get ready. Assuming that you have $4. Are you ready to be enticed and exhilarated? Don't miss out on this experience. Oh boy. This is really, really written by a genius. Like, whoever wrote this, I mean, I'm only going to speculate that it's probably Joshua, but it's the winky faces it's brilliant. It is brilliant. It's almost like you can't tell what he's doing. It's like he's cloaking what he's doing so well. You can't even tell that he's exploiting Diego. I mean, like, you can't even tell. Like, you know, just a random person who came to the OnlyFans would not even realize what he's doing. He could both present this as a thing about mixed martial arts and simultaneously slide under the radar. Hey guys, if you really want to see what I got in this little hoe that I'm pimping right here, all you got to do is pay $4. But let's not be too overt about it, you know. Let's just keep it right under the radar. Oh, dang. Who is that sexy guy? You ready to see? $5. All you have to do is pay $5 to see who that sexy guy is behind the paywall. I would imagine that they've probably made about $150,000 on this particular. Who could read that title and not immediately click on it, you know? I mean, like, Josh is literally a marketing genius. When I look at this, I realize this is not a person that we should be making fun of. This is someone who we should have on a stage teaching us how to properly monetize our brand on OnlyFans or anywhere else. Because clearly, this is a person who's operating at a higher level than us. I mean, look, oh dang, who is that sexy guy you ready to see? Who can come up with brilliant taglines to suck people in like that, unless their IQ is 150 or higher, you know? I mean, and you also have to, you know, to match the IQ with the EQ, because clearly he understands people on a level that I can't even. I mean, because I'm not even a homosexual, and I can barely contain myself. It's taking everything I have not to click on that. You know what I mean? Because that tagline is so brilliant. Joshua, I take back anything that I said in my previous videos. This guy's a genius. He is a genius. Give me a stick and I'll show you what I can do with it. Winky face. Oh man. What do you think he's getting at, you guys? Do you think that he's going to show us with his stick the way that he fights with it? You think that's what we're getting at? I don't know. I should probably call Josh and ask, be like, hey Josh, so I don't want to pay $4 and be disappointed. Like, is Diego going to be taking that stick and putting it somewhere that's going to make me excited, or is he just going to like hold it and I'm going to feel like you bait and switched me? I'm feeling a little vulnerable right now, you know, and I just don't want to pay $4 and then be disappointed if this is not some form of sexual exploitation. Like that's what I'm into, is I want to see a professional fighter sexually exploited. So if that's not what's here, I'm going to be disappointed, man. So I just, you know, I don't want to pay and then have to call you guys and be like, look, I want my $4 back because obviously you guys made me think that the stick was going to be doing whatever, and it turns out that he was just like holding it and swinging it or something. Like, I'm not interested in that. If it's not sexual exploitation, I'm not interested. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way in advance. Is it actually sexually exploiting Diego or not? Because if it's not, I don't want to pay the $4, right? That's the only thing I'm interested in, right? That's it. Now, this one I just included because it was so weird. Channeling my inner panther. The cat is ready to pounce on you. Okay, so all joking aside, this is the only one that I actually considered seriously buying because I was like, this is so weird. What could this possibly be? I didn't buy it because I'm not contributing to a business that exists to sexually exploit Diego and self-promote this weirdo. But I am curious what's under this paywall. I'm still not paying. But who knows? What could that be? Someone in a weird, like, you know, dressed up like a cat, like, I'm gonna pounce. I'm gonna do it. $4 and I'll pounce on you. Are you ready to see this hot action? Oh man. Am I ever? You know, I've never been more ready for that hot action, especially if it involves sweaty Diego. Talk to me about what's really behind that paywall, okay? And on the other side, you know, again, this is probably something that would happen if Diego would listen to anyone who's in his life, right? So like we said, Diego disowned his family, okay? In case you guys missed that in the interviews, Diego literally said out loud that he disowned people in his family because they were pushing to get him away from Josh, okay? He said that, disowned them. So I would imagine, you know, conversations like that go a little something like this. So Josh, I spoke to someone and obviously, you know, I disowned them like you said, but I just wanted to ask you about something that they said. You know, they said that the OnlyFans, I know I'm not allowed to look at it, but they said that it's like exploiting me sexually and you're selling pictures of my body to whoever would want to see it. Like, I don't know, they were is that true? I'm sorry, what are you asking? Are you asking me about OnlyFans? I told you not to look at that. Well, I know, but also, you said that we were going to split the money 50-50 and you haven't paid me any money. And so I'm curious if any money's come in because they also said that, you know, the pictures are kind of expensive. Okay, so let me just make sure that I understand this. So you're asking me about the OnlyFans that I told you not to look at. And now you're asking me about the accounting relating to the OnlyFans that I asked you not to look at. So I guess the answer that I'm going to give you is, I'm going to answer in the form of a question. Why do you think that you feel the need to see any kind of audit or accounting relating to OnlyFans? You know, what does that say about you, Diego? We've been working for months on really getting to the root of your insecurities. And I think that what you need to do is I think you need to go over there and I think you need to sit and meditate and ask yourself, why are you asking for this? Where is this coming from? Right? Now, obviously, you said that you disowned the people who asked you about this, right? The people who are supposedly so concerned about you. You know exactly where that's coming from. They've been on the regular social media platforms. The whole reason we went on OnlyFans is because of all the bots and the narrative around you and me that's just, they're lies. People attacking us, and they believe it. And so if they believe the lies, you need to cut them out of your life. I mean, there's just no other way about it. And you said, who did you say it was? It was my mom. Right. A toxic person, obviously. Mom, dad, those are just names, man. Those are just titles that people give themselves. Okay, mom, right? What she ends up being is destructive in your life if she doesn't trust your judgment and she believes the things that she reads online as opposed to her own instincts, etc. I mean, you know, because obviously she's giving you bad advice. If she's telling you to get away from me, she's got to go. And I applaud that decision that you made. I think it's important that you stick to that decision. I don't think you should ever talk to her ever again. I don't think that she should be a part of your life going forward whatsoever. But beyond that, coming back to the question that you asked me, am I sexually exploiting you on OnlyFans? Are you kidding me? Do you really need to ask me that, Diego? Okay, like whatever I do on OnlyFans is for your benefit. You don't need to even worry about what I'm doing, okay? Anything I do, of course, I'm doing for you, not for me and not for anyone else. Every single thing that I've done, that I've sacrificed to be here with you, was in order to help you. And I'm trying to do that right now, okay? So don't talk to me about audits. We could talk about that another time. You know, if you go search your soul and you still feel so empty and so insecure that you really still need to talk to me about those things that you just asked me about, then we can revisit them. But, you know, I think what's most important is that you go inside yourself, search for the root of the problem and try to dig it out, okay? So let's not talk for the rest of the day. Go over there, meditate, let's say 4 hours, okay? I'm going to go hit somebody with sticks and we'll go from there. So hop 2. Gotta keep it tight and right. You know what I mean? Oh, I know what you mean, Josh. I do. But I guess $4, I can see how tight you guys are keeping it. Huh? Click to see some power and a little sexiness in action. Oh my gosh. I love this guy. I think Josh is an amazing person. Okay? So, in case I hadn't made it clear in the video as I was talking to each one of these posts, he convinced Diego to cut his family out of his life. I don't know if it's his mom. It was embellished, but he has cut he said in an interview that he cut family members out of his life. Okay? So, I mean, like, disowned your family. Okay, now, has anybody ever watched any of the documentaries about Scientology? Okay, so you have do you know how tall the leader of Scientology is? He's 5'1", okay? He's 5'1", and he eviscerates people. Like, he's an actual psychopath, okay? But the difference between Josh Fabia and David Miscavige is a brilliant, he's smart, dude. If you ever see him speak publicly, it's scary how smart he is, because he's also an actual psychopath. Like a real, for real, absolutely for sure psychopath. I dove down a Scientology rabbit hole for a long time, and I'm telling you, there's absolutely no question that guy is a psychopathic personality for 100% sure. And but he's also 5'1". He talks just like Josh, except way more intelligent. You know, it's like this. I when I watched this video that they had on the OnlyFans that was free, and he's talking about this dog, and I just see exactly what he is. And there's another guy that I know really well who's also very short, who did the exact same thing. It's this way that they talk that is just, every part about it is to like project dominance in wherever they are, you know, like, and then they end up thinking they can just roll up on Matt Serra and be like, hey man, I think you owe the because most people fold to people who project confidence like that, you know. Then you run into people who are like actually confident, and they're like, yeah, dude, okay, cool. Like, you feel a little confrontational to me, you know? And in case you haven't noticed, I'm not really the kind of person that wilts to things like that. So that whole approach, once you back it off, dude, because I don't talk to anyone like you're talking to me, you know? I have like man-to-man. If you think you're having a man-to-man, that's not what you're doing, you know? You're putting me in a position where I have to, you know, speak sternly back to you, because that's the way you open this conversation. But, I mean, literally identical to this dude that I know. And I knew him very well. Yeah. But I don't think that's a coincidence that Miscavige is 5'1" and this dude is 5'2". Anyway, it's neither here nor there. But, yeah, I mean, like, it's not about Diego. Like, I actually feel guilty about my other videos, because now I can see Diego is straight up like the brainwashed person in Scientology. Straight 100%. As soon as he said, I had to disown people in my family, because that's exactly what they do in Scientology. Sorry, that's the point that I was making. The most fucked up thing that they do in Scientology is if someone starts looking on the internet and telling people like, did you see this thing? There's like a scandal with Scientology. They're not allowed on the internet. They're not allowed to look up any kind of negative stuff about Scientology, or else they get expelled and then excised, where if you have your whole family's in Scientology, they will kick you out, and they will tell every single person in your family they're not allowed to speak to you. Okay? A suppressive person or whatever. Like, think about that, dude. Like, I'm moving this week. I'm moving from California to Texas on some shit that I had no control over, forced out of the fucking state. And just moving a couple states over, away from my family, is like soul crushing. Like fucking soul crushing. And we're gonna talk, like, see each other all the time. If some fucking dude or an organization took my family from me for real, I mean, here's the thing. People like me don't end up in Scientology. Like that's the thing. It's like, people like me don't end up in Scientology, because if people like me ended up in Scientology and then you ended up taking my family from me, it wouldn't take a whole lot of us to anyway, but yeah, it's fucking evil, okay? There's not another word for it. Like, now this has gone from, haha, this guy's retarded, to it's evil, dude. Like, it's, he made Diego disown his family, man. There's no other word for it, dude. Evil. So, anyway, he's sexually exploiting Diego, and he's a complete joke. And he is promoting himself on this OnlyFans. This is the weirdest thing ever. Anyway, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Peace.